Hey everybody, Movie Mainline here again. We are going to do another one of our series of creator spotlights, and today we have the awesome band, which I have been lucky enough to see live when we could still do that. This is the band named Bleaker. Officially, you're hosted out of Birmingham still, or Huntsville? You tell me.
Currently we're in Birmingham, but we're actually moving very soon to Nashville.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, but we're from Huntsville.
Awesome. And why don't we introduce each of yourselves and tell me a little bit about Bleaker, like kind of where it came from. I'll drop my 2 cents in because I have experienced you guys live. But who is Bleaker?
Who is Bleaker, Jake?
Who is Bleaker? It's a very philosophical question.
Yeah.
Jake and Emily. We'll start with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Jake, and that's Emily.
Cool.
I play drums, and she plays guitar. We like punk music. We're very into. I should say we like punk music, but we're into very many styles of music. We are very involved with making sure that everybody has like the same rights and stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
We're very progressive, I guess. Yeah. But there was a cool thing I heard the other day of somebody describing music or whatever as genre neutral, and that's been my favorite thing to like call us is genre neutral, because everybody has a different opinion on what we sound like. And I honestly don't know what we sound like. It's just loud. So that's Bleaker. I think.
Absolutely. Loud, truthful, honest, energetic, and talented as fuck, I would say. What I really appreciate from my side of it, from a gray-haired old punk rocker side of it, is I think a lot of people, especially my age or even 40 and older, tend to think like, my day, everything was so cool and we were so aggressive and we were so like, whatever. And I think people just tend to not understand that every generation has voices and people that are doing great and impactful and honest work. And it's just, you have to look for it. And every generation, you have to look for it in a different way. So you guys are out there doing it live, which I've seen. You're also doing it digitally. How are people going to find your music?
We're on all streaming platforms, I believe. So like Spotify, Apple Music. We have a Bandcamp if you're interested in that. We have some music videos on YouTube that are fun to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where you can find our music. And then we're on all social media like Instagram and Facebook. And Twitter, which is fun.
Or terrible, depending on the moment.
Depends on the day.
Sometimes Twitter can just be hard on your soul. I'm just saying, not that Facebook is either, but
yeah.
So tell me, if I were to go out there, I mean, I know you have a brand new single, right? Or a new little EP that you put out.
Yeah, right before like South by Southwest and all that got canceled, we released a EP called Ugh, Okay, Whatever, with our friend Ashley Jackson in Huntsville actually helped us put it out with her little project, Dumb Stupid Idiot Records. Stupid Dumb Idiot Records. Yeah, I get it backwards.
It's a part of Sluice Fanzine, if you've heard of them. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it had 3 songs on it. And
had? What do you mean had? It still does.
It had 3 songs. Yeah, it has 3 songs on it. Drag, Wear Me Out, and Feel. They're some of my favorite songs that we've released. But we are releasing new stuff soon.
Good.
Yeah.
You don't have any vinyl out yet, right? Because that's kind of expensive and kind of a deal to get that to happen, right?
Right, but we are really trying to look into it for our next like full full LP that we're writing right now. So we'll see what happens.
So Drag is definitely, you had a video for that one too. Probably the most recent video, I think, was Drag, or did you do one since then? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's just Drag.
Yeah. I've shared that out to a few people. It's along with some of your other songs. Really, really good stuff. Love it. So, question. So you didn't get to go to South by Southwest, but you were going to. Obviously, that's a disappointment, but also an excitement. You said you're going to be heading out to Nashville soon. Do you have any other? I mean, I know that the future is very uncertain right now. Do you have anything like way out in the distance scheduled as far as like a festival or anything, or tentatively?
Honestly, we've been reached out to play something in Huntsville, but I think they're still kind of on the fence whether that's going to happen.
Right.
But as far as just like us personally, what we're scheduling, if things end up, back to normal,
right.
at next spring or whatever, I think we're planning on doing like a really big tour up the East Coast or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a lot of touring after we plan to release our next LP.
Right.
There's not like a specific date for that yet, but we're aiming, fingers crossed, that we can make all that happen next spring.
Yeah.
And hopefully South by Southwest might be a thing we could do as well. But that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Well, if you get out there to South by Southwest again, I know some people that are in the movie podcast scene down there, but they, I'm sure, would probably also find you guys, meet up with you, maybe get a little interview with you guys there. So before we leave this segment, let's say each of you, have you had a movie that's especially impactful to your life, and why?
I gotta say, for me, probably Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That movie came out when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So it really just kind of shaped everything. Musically even got me and started for real into exploring more of that kind of music, I guess. It was around the same time that I discovered punk, so it just kind of was all happening at once. And yeah, the movie's great. The graphic novels are better, even better. They're their own things. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a nerd about it. I love it.
Just reading that.
It's a good movie / group of graphic novels.
Right.
Yeah. And it just has that crazy, like, super energetic aesthetic and the whole video game aesthetic, and like you said, graphic novel. It's a lot of fun, that movie. Although I can definitely see a certain generation going like, "Oh, this is just too much for me," or whatever. But I mean, I mean, that again, it just depends. Like, once again, it's like music. Certain people get to a point in life, and that's where they stop. Like, oh, my favorite movies from the '80s, or all my favorite movies from the '90s, and they just kind of like, don't progress. But you can find it just like with movies, like you can with music. So, Emily, what do you got?
There was a movie that came out a few years ago called Ladybird that I really love. It's just such a good coming of age movie for me. Every time I watch it too, like, just the cinematography of it makes me feel super nostalgic. I don't know. I just like it because it's not a cliche coming of age movie either. It feels very real, and it talks about the relationship between a mother and daughter. And I personally just connect with that a lot. Also has a few like musical things in it as well, in terms of like just like weird random parts of bands playing in the movie. But yeah, I think that's been my favorite movie I've watched in my 20s.
Yeah. I appreciate it. That movie is really good. It's kind of funny. I was just had an interview like this last night with a gentleman from the middle class film class. Is the name of their podcast, and they are all based out of Sacramento. So,
cool.
And that movie is all Sacramento.
Yeah.
So I thought you think that's kind of an interesting tie-in, and they're doing weird movies and stuff all the time. But they were talking about this really cool little kind of, it's not a festival, but there's a thing in Sacramento where this one dude who's really into movies, he'll have them be free, and he'll just show like a weird movie to get people to come see it. So they all like went and I guess watched like Nosferatu with somebody playing the music live because it's a silent movie at this. And then another time they did something really just some crazy bizarro movie, and they're just constantly doing stuff like that. So I think that weird indie scene in Sacramento is probably kind of shown up in Ladybird a bit. You kind of you feel like the town is part of that story for sure.
Yeah. Which is, it's super cool. I watched like a little video essay about it after I watched the movie the first time, and it did talk about, I think her name is Greta, the director.
Greta Gerwig.
Yeah. She mentioned she wanted to like make the film feel like it was really in 2002 and in Sacramento, and with all like the blue colors of everything with that. So yeah, it's a great movie.
And I appreciate how the main character isn't like, they make her a real person too. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not one dimensional. Like she's not like the perfect girl. She's not the total nerd. She's not the total downcast. She's a little bit of an asshole, but she's also cool, and she's also weird, and she's not perfect. She's a person, and I really appreciate that. I think it allows you to kind of really tap into I guess empathizing with her and really like rooting for her, but also being aggravated by her like you would in a real person. You know what I mean? Like you're like, why are you doing that? And I think I love it when a movie does that, because it gives you that extra level of reality, I think, to it as well. And Greta Gerwig just did Little Women last year.
Yeah, that was great too.
And she did a totally weird, unique style with that for like a very old-fashioned kind of movie, but by messing up the timeline and all that stuff. She's a real talent. And I want to say that she is with, and I can't think of his name, but the guy who did A Marriage Story. I think they were together, or that story is about them. I might be wrong about that. There's some relationship she has with that guy, the guy who made that movie.
Interesting.
Squid and the Whale and all those stuff. If you've never heard of those, he's a unique guy. Marriage Story is harsh. If any part of a broken home, Marriage Story will make you cry probably. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much. Bleaker, I will definitely, by the time you've got to this point in the video, you have seen and heard some Bleaker, because we will insert some Bleaker so you can understand what they are talking about and what we are talking about, because it's all about the music in that case. Go find them on Spotify, Bandcamp, all these different places. I will put a couple little links or addresses at the bottom of this video so you can find Bleaker. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us. It was fun.
Yes.